What is going on, guys? It's Jimmy from TP Game Boys here, and this is my formal Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer review. I obviously missed the first couple of days because I was on my honeymoon, but yesterday I got home and I spent about 12 hours with the game. We got on at around noon, and I didn't get off until midnight. I do think I took an hour break for lunch and a couple minute-long breaks to open the door for trick-or-treaters, but I otherwise played about 12 hours of the game yesterday. I think I've put together some pretty concrete opinions about the game so far, so if you're looking to see if you want to purchase the game, you want to see if the game's any good before you buy it, go ahead, watch the rest of the video. I think I've got some good information for you. So, first and foremost, we'll talk about the pros. A lot of pros in the game, not too many cons, but there are a couple, but pros first. So the first thing I want to talk about is the feel and the vibe of the game, how the game flows, and just on the surface, what the game kind of is like surface level, very, very superficially. I'm enjoying the game a lot. I think the time to kill is a little short, but it feels good. It feels snappy, kind of like Call of Duty Ghosts in that regard. I'm liking the way that the maps flow and the way the maps kind of feed into each other in terms of where the objectives are. I don't feel like at any point I'm like, why is this flag here? Why is this bomb here? That one map that's the border crossing is a little bit frustrating, but for the most part, all of the maps have been very, very fun to play, in my opinion. I'm liking a lot of the guns and things like that, how they feel, how they sound, how they look. I like all the operators. I like the music. I'm liking the color scheme. I'm liking the game a lot in terms of just the very superficial, most top layer of game. So that's the first thing. The feel and the vibe, I think, is very good. Secondly, the weapon progression system, I think, is a huge pro. One of my biggest complaints with Vanguard was there were twofold issues. Number one, guns took forever to level up to a point that they were totally maxed out, ready to use. And two, there were so many guns that once you got one or two guns that you really liked maxed out, you didn't want to pick out another gun and restart that process all over again. Because unless you're a Call of Duty pro streamer and you've got 12 hours a day to dedicate to the game, you're not going to be able to level up guns in any kind of timely fashion. And what happened to me was I would break out my automaton or I'd break out my PPSH. I'd grind it to max level and go, what's the point of using the AS-44? What's the point of using the well gun? What's the point of using any of these things? Because it takes too long to level. In this game, what's happening is, yeah, it takes a long time to level your guns, but you're able to grind through, and then it's like, oh, I need attachment X. I want this very specific suppressor. Well, that means I have to go use a different gun, and you might find another weapon that you really enjoy using along the way. I kind of did that with the FTAC Recon. I was trying to get a suppressor it was a barrel for my M4. You needed to get the FTAC Recon to level 6, and in using the FTAC Recon, I was like, oh, this will be a really cool battle rifle for sitting up and, watching a lane. If I can hit 2 body shots or 1 headshot, I can get a pretty good number of kills with this thing. So it led me to trying new guns. So I'm really enjoying the weapon progression system. It's leading me to try new guns, try new things, try new ways of playing the game. Traditionally you might be a rusher because you're using an SMG, but to get a certain attachment for your SMG, you got to use a marksman rifle. And now you're doing something totally different than what you might normally be doing. So it lends itself to different ways of playing the game, and I love that. It's gonna prolong the game's lifespan so much longer. In terms of progression, another thing that I'm really happy with is the camo progression and the camos in general. Number one, the camos, again, superficially look excellent. I don't think I've looked at a camo and been like, that looks like shit. The previous couple of games, the camos have looked kind of bad. I'm not a huge fan of the moving camos. It's just a personal thing. So with the gold, the platinum, the polyatomic looking as good as they do, I'm super happy. I'm also a huge fan of the solid color camos. I might run those over gold or platinum. Like the solid white kind of gives my ARs a stormtrooper look. I think it just looks really clean. Loving how the camos look. And there's a ton of them. There's so many more camos than are usually in the game, and that's one of the things that I'm always super excited about. I love all the random camos that, like Black Ops 2 when they released the camo packages. I was never happier. I was like a kid in a candy store when you could equip the bacon camo or whatever it was. It was a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to see, the progression of the game as they add more camos and things like that. Just tons and tons of fun. The actual progression of camos, though, is also very cool. I'm liking how much easier it is for me to get a gold gun, or me to get a platinum gun, or unlock, Red Tiger. All you had to do to get Red Tiger was max out the AK, pretty much. Boom, now you have Red Tiger. So if you have a gun that you're trying out for the first time, you don't want it to look stupid, well, you've got Red Tiger unlocked for every single gun in the game because you did it week 1. So it is very cool that you can just go ahead, unlock a camo real quick, use that for a long period of time, and when you're done with it, because you unlocked gold, the gold looks excellent. So the camo progression thing being a little bit easier on us, I think is going to be a huge bonus, and I'm very excited to not have to grind my soul away to unlock the max camo. So very exciting stuff there. Another pro, the kill streaks. Loving the kill streaks so far. I think the kill streaks are more fun in this game than they were in Vanguard, more fun than they were in Black Ops Cold War, and they might be more fun than they were in Modern Warfare 2019. 2019 had some really fun kill streaks. But Modern Warfare 2's kill streaks are also pretty fun. I'm enjoying using the chopper gunner. The VTOL is excellent. The SAE is a lot of fun to use. You know, the UAV is super powerful. You know, the UAV is arguably the best kill streak in the entire game with how clear it makes the minimap. I mean, the dots are just so accurate, so visible on your minimap that you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, is he on what level is he on the second floor, on the bottom floor? You can see it very clearly. So all the kill streaks in this game are phenomenal. One of my biggest complaints about the early Gen 4 consoles, like the PS4 Call of Duties, was like Ghosts had terrible kill streaks. They just weren't fun at all. Black Ops 3, I mean, Black Ops 3 had okay kill streaks, but a lot of those games, like Advanced Warfare, can anyone name a single kill streak from Advanced Warfare that like is memorable in any way? Was that the one with the orbital laser, I think? But they weren't all that cool. They weren't all that fun. This game has a lot of really cool, really fun to use kill streaks, and that's a huge plus for me, because what's COD without kill streaks? It's just boring Battlefield, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, my last major pro is the game modes, Invasion and Ground War. I'm really happy with how they've done these game modes. I'm traditionally not a fan of the big battles. Like in Modern Warfare 2019, I didn't enjoy Ground War all that much. I am playing so much Invasion, it's crazy. It is such a fun game mode. Getting those high kill streaks in Invasion is pretty easy, and once you get in a rhythm, you can rack up kill streaks really fast. So I'm really enjoying this opportunity to like actually try out all the kill streaks, you know, chase the nukes, level up my guns, these huge maps. The maps, despite being big, are really well thought out, really well designed. I'm really enjoying all the Invasion maps. Overall, just a tremendous job by Infinity Ward with this game. Everything about this game, for the most part, really well done. Loving this game overall. There are a couple of cons, though, but we're going to get into those right now. There are a couple of things that I'm not super happy with, but most of them seem to be things that are fixable. So we'll talk about those now. First and foremost are the glitches and the connectivity. I'm noticing very much so that there are a lot of glitches. There are a lot of times where suddenly, like, there's a glitch that we've been running into where it's got to be a connection based glitch. I don't know what it is, but we'll just all start running and shooting in slow motion. If you've felt this or experienced this, go ahead and comment it down below, because me and my buddies ran into it 2 or 3 times last night. You'll just be in the middle of a gunfight on a great game, and suddenly you're running in slow motion. Me and my brother, we had a game last night on the map with the castle in the middle. I don't know what it's called, but I was on like a 22 kill streak. I was close to a nuke, and suddenly this glitch happens, and we're all running in slow motion, and I couldn't get the nuke. I couldn't do it. And my brother had some kind of crazy kill streak. We both ended up dropping 50 kills, but we each said at the end of the game, like, hey, if that weird slow thing hadn't happened, we might have dropped 70. Like, we might have dropped 80 kills. It was a really good game of domination for both of us, and it was just such a, you know, disheartening thing to suddenly be running in slow motion like we were in like a tar pit or something. It was very bizarre, very bizarre. And the connectivity as a whole isn't all that great. A lot of times, like, we're getting this glitch where you get in a lobby, you start looking for a game, and it just is connecting infinitely until you back out, make somebody else the party leader, then research, then you find a game. It's very strange. So a couple of glitches and connectivity issues, but that's kind of come to expect for the first week of a new Call of Duty game. So very fixable, but overall a con nonetheless. Further, the user interface, everyone's talking about the UI. It's really bad. It's overall probably the worst UI that I've seen in a Call of Duty game in many years. You have to open 10 different menus to add a friend. You have to go through 5 menus to search for a game in the right category or the right game mode. It's not all that clean, not all that clear. Overall, really a big con, in my opinion. I think if they don't fix that soon, that could be one of the biggest disheartening things about this game, because this game overall, from a gameplay standpoint, is tremendous. The UI is terrible. It's a huge letdown. So if they can fix that, that'd be huge too. And the last thing is the maps. And I'm not so much mad about the maps that are in the game. I'm more so mad about the maps that aren't in the game. Because even if you were intending on doing a bunch of DLC for this game, even if you were intending on dropping 4 maps per season, and let's say they do 5 seasons, you know, so you're looking at, you know, 20 something maps over the course of the rest of the game's lifespan. You've got that many Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Modern Warfare 2019 maps to pull from. You do not need to hoard all those classic maps from us. This game should have dropped with no less than 5 classic Call of Duty maps. We should have had Terminal on release. Now, I guess they might be saving that because it's a huge one, but we should have had a bunch of these maps. We should have had Rust. We should have had Shipment. We should have had things like, you know, Karachi. Just even the most obscure old school maps should have been shoehorned into this game in some capacity, because that would have really made the game feel deeper and richer. I feel like I play the same 6 maps because that's kind of what I'm doing, is playing the same 6 maps over and over and over again. I remember one of our first TV Game Boys videos was going over the map list for Black Ops 2. There were 14 maps, day one. Day one, there were 14 maps. Now, I get it. You've got 4 or 5 6v6 maps. You've got 3 or 4 invasion maps. Those all kind of count as a couple of different maps because they're big. I get it. You're doing the same amount of work. But when you've got this back catalog of 200 maps from previous Call of Duties, Underpass, you know, Karachi, Terminal. We're talking about, you know, all the different, you know, again, there's different companies. So there's Treyarch maps, then there's Infinity Ward maps, there's Overgrown, there's just so Dome. I'm just thinking of all the random, like, obscure Modern Warfare maps that people don't think about all the time that just could be put in the game if you just did it. I mean, what's you know, somebody Standoff. There's so many maps that you can just rattle off in a row that, you know, could be in the game. Village, there's another one. I mean, just I could sit here and just write a list of all the maps that even aren't that good, you know, B+, C- maps that they could have shoehorned in the game and just made the game feel deeper. And I think that would have been a world of difference for the game overall. So anyway, guys, not a ton of cons when it comes to Modern Warfare 2. I'm really enjoying the game. The game overall, I think, is one of the best Call of Duties to release over the last couple of years. I said to the boys at one point last night, I was like, we might be onto something here, guys. Might be something special here. So, as always, if you liked the video, please click like down below. Do not forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and comment down below, what is your favorite gun that you've used so far in Modern Warfare 2? I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. I will see you later. Love ya.